You know, I was thinking the logic of Dave should be a term used when there's irrefutable logic that explains something. Okay, so we're going to go over the coroners and whether or not they took the camera above the freezer again, okay, using the logic that he told me about and I mentioned in a video. So here we go. Keep in mind at the beginning of this, you'll notice that both the coroners, the older guy and the younger guy, coroner A and B, they both have black gloves on. You see that? Yeah, you can probably see a little bit better, like right now. See the black gloves? All right. So keep that in mind. So let's move it forward to the, they're just waiting around, doing all kinds of things. Now here's the first part where people claim. Now notice right there, he still has the black gloves on, right? Right here. Okay, so if I walk him, he's walking forward. Now see he's got the black gloves on? And he's got the black gloves on. Now right now it looks like he's taking them off. You see that? Then he hands them to that guy. Or the guy handed him a bag and then I think he actually handed his gloves to this guy. And if you know, oh God, that's actually it. I just noticed it just now. That's crazy. Look at this. Wow. He takes his gloves off and this guy hands them to the older guy. And the older guy puts them into a larger bag. Watch this. And he puts his own gloves into that same larger bag. Look at that. He just put them in right then. That's beautiful. God, that's beautiful. Look at this. Don't you love it when a video just tells the story? Look. He put the black gloves in that bag. Look at that. They're right there. The black gloves. Right there. Perfect shot. Those are the black gloves that both of them were wearing, and he put them in that bag. All right. Now, if you notice, that guy then will end up crumbling up that bag. Okay, now that was the first instance, though, where you guys believe something crazy happened. So you guys think that he put a security camera, that this supposedly is a security camera. You know what I think that is? I think that is actually the bag of unused gloves. See how it's dark right there? And I think that he was just putting them into the body bags to make sure that they get back to the funeral home. I mean, this makes way more sense than a crazy, wild conspiracy. All right? So this is, instance number one where somebody said, oh, he put the security camera in there. No, I don't think so. Now look, this guy has the bag still with the gloves in it. It's been proven. And if you don't believe that, then, that's just because you don't want to. I'll show you this part again just so you'll know. So keep in mind when he walks back there, right there, he still has the glove on. Do you see that? That's still the glove on his hand. Now he moves his hands up, and you see right there, you can just see he's doing that little motion where you take the gloves off. Then he hands them to that guy. All right, so nothing crazy is going on there. And right there, even right there, he still has a glove in his hand. See the black item right there? And then he hands it to the coroner, the main coroner. And look at right there, he drops it into the bag. And you see it. Those are the gloves. All right, so that's exactly what's in that bag. Now let's keep tracking. I didn't actually do this earlier when I was just going through the video. So let's see what that guy does with this bag. All right, he's got it in his hands. Hopefully he does this on screen. Yep, look at that. Do you see that right there? He just started to roll it up. Okay, still has it in his right hand. They move over the gurney a little bit. Okay, I'm scrolling through this, so it's about a little less than looks like it's about right. Now look at that. He still has it in his right hand. Look at that. So he finished moving it over, and then he curls up it's in his hand right there, the gloves in the plastic bag. Man, this is just awesome. Now watch this. He has it in his hand right there, right hand. Now watch what he does. He takes, with his right hand, he hands it to, corner B. Right? And you know this because right now Doesn't have it in his hand right there. You can actually see it better in just a second. See, he doesn't have the bag in his hands anymore. You see that? So he handed it to the other guy. You know, I feel bad for these guys for all the crap you guys put them through. It's embarrassing. Jesus. You know, I actually called this guy and he told me that they were gloves in a bag, and I just proved it. I actually hadn't even followed it that closely until just now, and that's absolutely what that is. There's no doubt about it. Okay? Now, in a minute, you'll see the other guy has that same bag because this guy had handed it to him. All right? So now that guy has it in his hands. And you can see it right there, for example. Let's see if that does that again. Yeah, so that's the same bag with the gloves in it, curled up next to his face, because this guy had handed it to him with his right hand earlier. All right, and let's see, it's also in his hand right here. He's got his hand and he's gesturing, not about the item in his hand, but he's just sort of talking because he's got an item in his hand and he, you know, gestures. And he still has it in his hand. All right, so yes, that is a bag of gloves, 100%, zero chance of it not being one. So at this point, you guys have this one. We don't know exactly what he put in that first time, but I think that was the unused glove, sort of like a, you know, the unused gloves were in a, like, I'm not sure if it was a container, but, you know, like a little bag, but they're all organized. And then he put them in there so they'd make it back to the office, or I guess the funeral home. All right? So you have this moment at, let's see what you call that. 4:58, and yeah, look at that. Doesn't that just look like some gloves? Like a, you know, sort of like a container for gloves? And even if it's not, whatever. Look at it. He puts it in there, right? And, you know, if you're nefariously looking at that, you think he went quick because the cops were showing up. Or if you think this whole case is an accident, you would look at it saying, oh, he put that in there quickly because he thought that the mother was coming in, and that's why he was even continuing to look right there, saying, oh, okay. Then he's like, okay, she's not falling. That's all right. But he thought maybe she was coming in. And he's actually explaining... He's the one that takes her around. So basically what you have here is 4:58 and 6 seconds. And then you have 5:02 and 53 seconds. He's still got it, and now the bag's, a different item is in his hand, but we just tracked that around. It's actually a bag of gloves that he had crumbled up himself, then handed to this guy right around in this area. All right, so keep that in mind. So right now, in those theories, the camera is not above the freezer, right? Right. Okay, so since that camera is not above the freezer, I'm going to scrub forward until Teresa comes in. So here's Teresa. Okay, I'm gonna move it forward again a little bit. So they head back, and the officer actually points up to the surveillance camera. He's pointing right at us, actually, because we're looking at the surveillance footage. So, and then it looks like Teresa's asking some questions to this other officer right here. Okay, now I think the other officer is saying, okay, this is where Kenneka went. Now at this point, because the camera isn't there, what camera did Teresa say she saw above the freezer? Because apparently you guys believe, not all of you, but a lot of you believe that right here, right there, the camera was put into the body bag. And then you believe that he has potentially the camera in his hand in this instance. Okay, this one's completely ruled out now, though, okay? So all you have left is this. So let's do that frame by frame. Maybe we can decipher that. Yeah, I'm just going to try to see if I can see what that item is. Yeah. Well, to me, it looks like the same color as the gloves, all right? So I don't know if that's gloves or not. Maybe, I mean, right there it looks pretty squarish, all dark. But he puts it in there. Right, so again, here, this is the first one, 458. And he's still got the plastic in his bag at 50303. Then Teresa goes back there, and she says she saw a camera above the freezer. Now, if you believe that either of those first two instances with the coroners is the camera, then you're saying that Teresa didn't see what she said she saw. All right? I think she didn't see a camera, and I don't think there was a camera. I don't think there was a camera above the freezer. I think that this case is an accident, and that's why right there it was easy to show that, yes, that was indeed a rolled up bag of gloves. Okay, so again, try to find something that I can't debunk. I would really appreciate it. You know, something that's actually provable. You know, I see a lot of these people come up with these questions like, oh, so, you know, explain to me why somebody would walk into a freezer and just let themselves die. You know, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that's what she did. I don't think she wanted to die. I think she got trapped in there. She should never have been able to get into that freezer. Okay, that's the problem. But the problem, you know, there's a lot of problems here. It was the perfect storm. It's unbelievable. Everything that I look at, it's like, oh man, it's just these little moments in time that if they just changed slightly, might have made all the difference. You know, for example, the lady that had the little small child, what if she was just like a minute earlier and had been just behind Kenneka? She probably, and she went right up into the lobby. You know, maybe she would have told somebody, and then they would have tracked her down somehow. But that didn't happen. It's just, and then Kenneka could have taken a left and gone up in the lobby, and she didn't. She just kept on, you know, she just kept on going down that hall. And then it just happens to be there wasn't very many people for about 6 minutes in the entire hotel, even moving around. That you know, in the surveillance camera zones. So, to me, this case is an accident, and every single time I debunk something, it proves it even more. And I know that a lot of you just don't agree, and every time I put out a factual video, you cry and moan and get angry. And it's just like, what are you angry about? I'm just showing you the facts, okay, as they're laid out. And if you can't handle that, then you probably shouldn't follow trials or cases, because that's what it's all about, getting the facts. If you start bringing your emotions into it, you've already lost your objectivity. And that's what I see a lot of in this case. All right. So I'm done. And I guess until next time, we'll talk to you later.